How hard is English to learn as a second language? Hello, I'm Julian Northbrook from doingenglish.com. How hard is English to learn as a second language? This is a question that came up recently on Quora. I think it was asked by a native speaker who was just interested in how hard English is to learn for speakers of other languages. But I figured it would also be a point of interest for you guys here. Perhaps a little pointless as, well, if you're watching this video, you've obviously already got good enough at English that you can understand what I'm saying. But still, hey, it's nice to be able to compare ourselves with other people from other first languages and see for whom is English really the most difficult, right? Right. If you're on Quora, by the way, follow me by clicking on the link in the description down below this video. I'm quite active on there and answer quite a few questions. So if you've got a question, that's a good place to ask me. The question of how hard is English to learn really depends on a whole range of factors, not least what your first language is, what background you come from, what is your culture, as well as, of course, a whole host of other things, such as economic status and your own attitude and mindset towards learning and speaking English as a second language. But we can get a very, very quick and dirty estimate as to how difficult English might be for speakers of your first language, and that is by using a list of rankings produced by the Foreign Service Institute that rates and ranks the difficulty of foreign languages to learn for native speakers of English. Now, the Foreign Service Institute's website has been being updated for quite a while now, and the page with the rankings has been down for ages. So what I've done is I've taken that list and I've put it on the doingenglish.com blog. Click on the link in the description below this video. What this list shows you is the different language categories and how difficult each one would be. So for example, in category 1, we have languages like Norwegian, which would be very, very easy for a native speaker of English to learn. In category 3, we have languages that are going to be more difficult to learn, things like Swahili, for example. And then right down in category 5, we have languages that are going to be very difficult for native speakers of English, things like Arabic or Japanese or Chinese. So what you can do is pick your first language from that list and just look at the category, and that will give you a quick and dirty rough idea of how hard English would be for you or people of your first language to learn. Now, this is quick and dirty because it assumes that the difficulty of an English native speaker learning your first language works both ways, i.e. people of your first language will also find it equally difficult to learn English. It doesn't always work both ways. For example, Japanese is rated as the most difficult language for native speakers of English. It is a category 5 language, and it's also got a little asterisk next to it, which signifies that it is more difficult than other languages in that category. As it's the only one in category 5 with an asterisk next to it, it is the most difficult language for native speakers of English to learn. However, that is more to do with the written Japanese system than speaking Japanese. Speaking Japanese actually isn't that difficult at all, but the Japanese writing system is very, very complex, and that makes it more challenging for English speakers to learn. But obviously that doesn't work both ways, because a Japanese native speaker learning English doesn't need to learn a mega complex writing system in order to master English, because English doesn't have that kind of mega complex writing system like Japanese does. So again, it is quick and dirty. It doesn't always work both ways, but as far as quick and dirty estimates as to how difficult English is to learn for people of your first language, I don't think you can really get any better. So check it out. Again, I've put it on the Doing English blog. Click on the link in the description down below this video and have a look, see what your first language is and where it ranks in there. If your first language is, for example, German, then you're going to have a much easier time of learning English than somebody whose first language is Arabic, which is category 5. If your first language is Norwegian, which is category 1, you're going to have a much easier time of it than, well, even people whose first language is German. You get the idea. enjoy. This is me, Julian Northbrook, signing out from another video. I send daily tips for speaking better English directly to your inbox. To get your greasy little mitts on them, head over to doingenglish.com, stick your email in the box provided, and every day at 8 AM Island time, a tip packed with, tips for speaking better English will hit your inbox. You get the idea. Doingenglish.com. Sign up, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.